Welcome to Gene and Mike do the New York Times crossword.
Hi, I'm Jean.
And I'm Mike. And today we are doing the crossword for Saturday, June 21st, 2025. So, on a day with no particularly outstanding characteristics,
Yes,
did you do the crossword?
I did.
And did you find it to be an outstanding crossword?
I found it to be sufficiently and predictably hard.
Oh, okay. Good.
So, typical of a Saturday, it was quite a challenge for me,
Yes.
but I did enjoy solving it.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I did.
I was, first of all, staggered by the fact that the grid was not 15 by 15, but in fact 14 by 16.
Oh, I didn't even notice.
A little on the narrow side.
Mm-hmm.
But that didn't really affect the quality of the crossword.
No.
I thought I wasn't going to be able to answer any of the clues in this crossword.
Really?
I just went through and it's just like, don't know that. I don't know that. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. And that's how I got, I'm not sure where I started to get a little bit of traction. It might have been towards the bottom right. And eventually I was able to get the entire crossword. But boy, I thought it was a real struggle.
No, you knew 24 down, didn't you? Ethiopian Emperor Selassie.
Well, sure, Haley, but not how to spell it. I mean, that was one of my big problems. Just like, okay, hey. So first of all, I think I had like Halie. I had the L
that's
first.
How I started with it.
And then I thought maybe there should be a Y in there.
Oh, no.
And so, in that area was quite difficult. And not knowing how to spell highly did not help. Like, I needed to know that third letter was an I because of 32 across. Cootie free greeting, air kiss.
Yeah.
That took me forever.
That was a funny clue.
It was a funny clue, but I was too busy weeping as I was trying to get it figured out because 33 down, name in the baking aisle. I'm like, oh, wait, I know this one. Knox. Knox.
Oh, no.
And so but that is a name in the baking aisle, right?
It's in the gelatin aisle. It's a gelatin.
Okay. Close. It's in the grocery store at least. Mm-hmm. And I was also thinking about Knorr, but I think that's Knor. So that wouldn't have fitted.
No, and that would have been in the soup aisle.
Right. Again, I'm just thinking big picture here. Well, it's in the grocery store, close enough.
You came up with a K word. I'm like, what's K in the baking aisle? Turned out to be K-Row. Mm-hmm.
Also,
corn syrup.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I wondered. Also in that area, 38 across, like a Mediterranean diet. So I had it ending in T, and I thought, it's got something to do with low fat.
Yes.
And so I wanted to be low fat. And then after a while, I decided that the fourth from last letter was an M, and it was ending in a T. So I thought, well, maybe it's got something to do with meat, like, less meat or something like that.
Yeah.
So I was going back and forth between something involving meat, something involving fat, but it turned out that the correct answer wasn't even close. Heart smart.
Heart smart, yes.
Did you get that right away?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, not at all. So.
Did you get Cairo right away?
No.
Oh.
No, I could not think of any K in the baking aisle, but that definitely, but again, some grocery stores have it with the other syrups. Have it with maple syrup because it is a syrup.
Right.
Corn syrup.
Well, this is a Saturday, so if it's in the store, that's close enough. On Monday, it would have to be actually in the baking aisle.
Right.
35 across was bargaining subjects, and at that point, I decided it was starting with PL, and so I thought plans, like medical plans. And I felt pretty good about plans, except it was totally wrong, because the answer was please.
That's right.
Yes. And the thing that I just amazed myself, 29 down, basketball legend Maravich's nickname. And I had like one or two letters, and I was able to pull out Pistol Pete.
And
I thought, it better be Pistol Pete, because I can't think of anything else.
Oh.
and if I couldn't have figured out that part, I would have been doomed, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I did remember Pistol Pete.
I bet you got 23 across instantaneously. Kitchen alternative to tallow.
No.
G. Did you go for lard?
I went for lard.
I went for lard as well.
But then when the one about the Ethiopian emperor, I knew that had to be Hully, which is H, starting with H. Then I got ghee. I'm like, oh, it's ghee.
Well, 23 down, the G came off of, it has its peaks and valleys, which was graph.
Yes.
I had that and felt pretty good about it.
Oh, I didn't. I was like, I thought it was grape for a long time, but it's like, what? Grapes don't have hills and valleys. So, but yeah, graph.
And today I discovered that Las Vegas and Los Angeles are spelled, the lost parts are spelled differently.
Oh,
Because I was like, loss, because 25 down, part of UCLA. So it was 3 letters. So I thought it could have been uni, it could have been Cal, it could have been Los, or Ange for Angela. But I figured, okay, it's not going to be Ange. So I had a 1 out of 3 chance. And I decided that L sounded good because 25 across Grammy-winning song 2013 that begins, "The snow glows white on the mountain tonight." And I thought, oh, that's Let It Go.
Yes.
I actually knew one. But then for going down, it's like, well, okay, Los. And I wrote L-A-S.
Oh, no, it's Los.
Yeah.
Los Angeles.
I actually had to write it out like in sticky notes and look at it and think, no, that's wrong. It's not, it's L-O-S. And that was good because 29 across black and white demarcation was police tape.
Yes.
I thought that was as close to a gimme. 28 down. What did you have for like Animal Farm and Don Quixote?
Oh, I wanted it to be apocalyptic, and I wanted it to be. I just couldn't figure it out. I had the I and the C at the end, so I knew it had to be something ick.
That's it.
But I couldn't figure out what. It turned out to be satiric.
Yeah, at first I had parable.
Oh, terrible.
No, parable.
Oh, parable.
Yes.
Oh.
I thought parable was pretty good.
Yes.
It was also completely wrong. And then I went for satires, plural.
Oh.
Although that's wrong because
just one.
It was, I mean, they were satires. So,
but they were both a satire. No, that's for both, right? Right? No.
Yeah, I guess.
Sort of collective there.
But when do you see satiric used as an adjective? I mean, that's pretty rare, I thought.
Yeah.
Let's see, 6 down was Berkshire Institution. I'm thinking, okay, this is Berkshire Hathaway.
Yeah, I thought the same thing.
And so it's like 4 letters.
Real estate.
I went for bank.
Oh, bank, yeah.
I don't know they really aren't a bank.
No.
They probably own a couple, but it was Eaton.
That's right.
Complete. And then for 1 across, Olympics event in which Germany is the traditional powerhouse. All I could think of as I was doing this was, okay, Germany, Oktoberfest. So I wanted drinking to be the Olympics event. I thought drinking maybe that takes place after the sport, but it probably doesn't happen during.
No.
That'd be pretty bad. But if that was the case, I think Wisconsin could maybe bring home the gold for the U.S.
Yes.
There are people who are in training as we speak.
Well, I had the B and the O, and I thought bowling. But I don't think bowling is an Olympic sport.
That would be great to see.
The German bowlers.
Maybe they could combine it. They could have sort of like the triathlon. They have to be like on a bicycle while bowling. But
it ought to be bobsled.
Bobsled, yes. That's sort of surprising.
What would the Germans be good at? Bowling.
I would have thought someone more northerly, like Norway or Sweden.
Well, bobsled. Oh, you mean that?
Isn't a bobsled on a sled, over the snow?
It's a winter sport. Yeah, it's a winter.
Yeah, that ought to. I mean, the Scandinavian countries ought to own that sport.
Well, they probably do quite well, but apparently Germany does too. I mean, Germany's got the Alps, and they've plenty of snow there.
Okay, all right. Well, 1 down, the B of bobsled also started storage unit, and at first I thought it was going to be like Megs or Geegs.
Oh.
And then I thought, it's bins.
Yeah, I thought it was bins.
But then for 16 across, dawned quickly was threw on.
Yes.
And that threw me off as I was trying to solve it.
And I put through on in before I got bits or bins. I put through on, and then I took it out. Mm-hmm. And then I put it back in eventually. So.
Let's see, what else was interesting here? 42 across, bending over perhaps was mooning. Ha, ha, ha.
Yes, that was funny.
And I didn't quite grasp 3 down, crib for a doll, Barbie dream house.
Yes.
What, they put the doll...
No, crib meaning like a house. I mean, like your crib. That's slang for an apartment or a house.
Is it?
That's your crib.
Oh,
Yes.
boy, I totally, I didn't get the Barbie part. I didn't get the crib part.
Yeah.
I did understand the for-a part.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Barbie dream house. I always wanted one of those.
And then we had... Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll remember your next birthday. I've got you
I
covered.
no longer have my Barbie, so I don't think I need a Barbie.
We can solve that too. 39 down was dismissed with at, and that was sneered at.
Yes.
That took me longer than it should have.
Yes, I thought the same thing.
When
I'm
you-
like, what? I mean, I had like the EERED, so it looked like sneered, but I'm like, well, it's not sneered, but it was.
It was sneered. Let's see. We also had a sommelier, e.g., 54 across. And at first I thought it was going to be server. And then I thought it was going to be like winery or something. But it turned out to be pourer.
Yes.
That was sort of interesting. 40 down was word with game or control. And I went for yard, like yard game or control yard.
Oh.
Which I decided are things, but it was mind game or mind control.
That's a lot better.
I don't know.
Yard.
You never played a yard game?
Well, yeah, but what was the other one? Yard control?
No, I'm sorry. Control yard.
Control yard?
For like when you're operating trains, you have a control yard.
Oh.
That may be something I just invented.
I've never heard that.
We did have 36 down, brief office hookup was LAN.
Yes.
That was tricky for me. And also we had 46 across, QB Dawson, who faced Bart Starr in Super Bowl I, Len.
Len Dawson.
So we had Len and Lan in the same grid.
Oh, that's true. Uh-huh.
I didn't know about 36 across, Frank, who wrote the music and lyrics to How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying, Loser. Mm-hmm. But eventually I was able to get that. But all of this was just... I had to dig for every single answer just about, just the way I like it on a Saturday.
Yep,
I'm
that's
not
par for the course.
not really... Actually, one was pretty straightforward, 48 across, exhibited perfect breaks, stopped on a dime.
Yes.
I got the dime part, and I thought, oh, I wonder if it's this, and it was.
Uh-huh.
That was...
Yeah, no, that came immediately to mind.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't have any letters there, but I thought, I bet it's stopped on a dime. And it was. So
56.
That's kind of rare. For
Right.
me. I love figuring out those long ones though, where you know it's going to have several words and it's going to be something you've heard before, probably, but some adage or common phrase. Like 18 across was fuel for a family feud, and that was sibling rivalry.
Right. Which part did you get first?
I got stopped on a dime first.
No, which part of sibling rivalry?
Oh, the latter part.
Yeah, me too.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
And then I thought it was going to be like sisterly for a bit,
Oh,
but it was sibling.
sibling rivalry.
That certainly makes more sense. 9 down, flight of fancy, ? Private jet.
Yeah, I like that.
That
too.
was
very
good.
funny.
And close to that, 13 down, average booster, easy A.
Yeah.
I was thinking of the wrong kind of booster.
Yep.
So this was a really great crossword. It was by Christina Iverson and Doug Peterson,
Nice job.
both of whom are veterans, and they really sort of cranked it out today.
Nice job.
So that is it for the crossword, but it is Saturday,
That it is.
which means it is time for Jam Katwa, the Gene and Mike Crossword of the Week Award, where we look back through the crosswords of the previous week and pick out what we deem to be the very best.
That is right.
This week, we have chosen...
Oh, I got the wrong one.
I'll just keep the drum roll going until you get the right one.
Okay, we have Thursday. Thursday by Hannah Slowboot Einertson.
Right.
And it had the most amazing theme where you had to look at an answer to a clue in order to know how to answer the next clue. And the answers to the clues you were looking at were regular words, and they answered they answered what the clue said, but they also could be parsed out to be a little clue as to what you should put into the next answer. For example, 20 across was tattlon, or an instruction for answering 22 across. And the answer to that was rat out. But you could also read that as RA to UT. So 22 across was the proverbial bad thing to have your mind in. And if you answered the downs correctly, you got the word greater, which of course is not what your mind should not be in. But if you follow in the instructions in rat out or RA to UT, you take out the RA of greater, you put in the UT, and you get gutter. And that is definitely the proverbial bad thing to have your mind in.
Right.
So just incredibly clever.
Yes.
That you could think of clues that could also be hints, that you could parse out the answer to make a hint as to what to do with the next clue.
Yes.
Next answer of the clue. So, yeah, just extremely clever.
Yeah, and the rest of the clues were also fantastic.
Wonderful, yeah.
Yeah, everyone, if you're interested, go back to Thursday's episode for all the details about that. Mm-hmm. In the meantime, Hannah, if you happen to be listening and are so inclined, drop us a line, crosswordpodcast@icloud.com, and we will have some lovely Northeast Wisconsin swag, as well as a signed Jam Cutwa certificate, winging its way towards you shortly.
Yes, and a t-shirt.
And a t-shirt. So be sure to include your t-shirt size and a mailing address.
Yep.
That is it for today then. So thanks everyone for listening. Trust you are enjoying these podcasts. Please let us know either way. And we'll be back again with our cutting edge analysis of tomorrow's crossword tomorrow.
Bye-bye.